What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another weekly episode of Leveling Up. Things are a little different this week, man. I figured try out my new green screen shooting room in my new office and have some fun with it, right? So anyway, dude, what I want to talk to you guys about today is change, is adapting. Shit doesn't go the way that we want it planned. So like right now, I'm standing in my new studio. We ran out of space at the old office, had to go out there and take down a bigger place, 2,500 square feet. So we have our own private shooting rooms like this, for example, training rooms, conference call rooms for our real estate team, building out a whole entire call center, which I'll tell you guys about that more and what that looks like on future episodes. A new podcasting studio when we do a podcast guest. So again, we're just bursting on the seams in the old place. I needed this new place, but here's life, right? Here's how it goes. So spend some time locating the perfect space. And your environment is so critical. When I'm getting this space, not only does it need to fit my needs for what I want to do for my business, it needs to fit my lifestyle. As I'm creating this right now, I've got a couple of my mentorship clients that go through my, when you go through my if you're a real estate agent, when you go through my boot camp, then we have our Mastery alumni where you can be mentored by me indefinitely, essentially for a very affordable price. So they decided to fly out here from Houston, and they're checking this stuff out, and they're kind of amazed about how I have everything so close and such as proximity of my where I live to my business to just in my life, dude. So I'm looking at this office space. Okay, again, the interior space. I need to be able to have a private green screen shooting room like the one that I'm standing in right now. I want to have a private podcasting and webinar studio or room, plus room for our, I don't even know how many employees and staff we're up to. Plus I have this vision of building out before the end of this year a 16-person call center. For both, for all my businesses that we have and operate. So I needed a space that was perfect for that. But every bit as important of that, if not more important, was proximity of the things that are important to me around me. Like for me, dude, I'm not going to spend time wasting time on the damn road. Right? I literally am 5 minutes away from my house. I'm literally right across the street from my gym. So I go hit the gym in the morning, I can literally just walk to my office. Starbucks is right next to me, right? So I can go and hit Starbucks up twice a day. I've got 3 restaurants that I like that I eat at a lot that are right within walking distance of that. So, just your environment, you guys, pay attention to your environment. Environment is huge. Then when I come into my studio, I block out all the negative shit, dude. I've got everything up that I want to have up for my favorite people, favorite quotes, favorite things. I make sure that I create my environment. So when I show up here every single day, man, I'm just like, dude, this is badass. Life's on fire. It wasn't always this way, but as soon as you possibly can, get to the point where you love your environment and be very intentional about your environment. If you want to operate at your best self, if you want to continue leveling up, our environments matter, right? I mean, if I'm able to walk into an area every single day where I'm just stoked about this, I don't have that negative feelings, negative energy about shit, I got to commute 35 minutes to my office, or if it's in an area that I don't like, or if I got to walk by something every day that puts a negative thought up in here, whatever it may be, those are all things to consider, man. Those are all things that level us down in our energy and our focus. But what I wanted to talk to you more, I kind of went off on this tangent with that, which is something I always do in these damn leveling up. So, but all that shit's important, right? So I want to talk about that. But what I really want to talk about in this episode today is in life with these plans that we have. So I'm getting this new space. I've got to be out of my old space because that was a very temporary space. But I did have to sign a 1-year commitment on that space. So as soon as we possibly could, we got out of that space, gave her a 30-day notice. I didn't want to pay double rent. Should have known better being in real estate and having gone through this many times in the past. Nothing ever works out as planned on these things. But dude, I didn't want to pay double rent. We're supposed to be out of that space April 1st. We had permission to start moving in and setting this up about 10 days before April 1st, so then we could have a perfect, right, smooth transition. Well, then we find out that the previous landlord in this spot did a bunch of repairs, did a bunch of improvements that he didn't get approved from the city. Right? So now all of a sudden we're going through this permit process. We can't get permits. We can't get anything. We can't get. Well, I'm not even allowed to be in here right now, dude. We don't have our certification of occupancy. It delays us. So paint's delayed. All this stuff's delayed. I don't know where to put my shit. I'm having to do webinars and podcasts out of my home office, which is just not set up for it, but that's life, man. You got to learn to just roll with those punches. I don't let it stress me out, right? You just get uber focused on here's the situation, here's what it is. I don't know who came up with this quote or who said it or whatever, but it's just one of my favorite quotes. But it's, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So often do we have these plans. I had this plan of being in here, rock and rolling April 1st, what all this was going to look like, how it was going to be. I mean, it's still a cluster in here, man. We still have, we just finally were able to start ordering furniture, just got the painters out of here like literally 8 hours ago. and everything has been massively delayed. I had this plan, but those plans were disrupted. That's life, dude. We have that disruption come up in our life. So that's why we're always course correcting, man. If you want to continue leveling up, you can't let that shit get to you. You're going to have a plan. It's why I don't want to say I hate. I'm not a huge fan of business plans. I mean, I'll do like a half-page business plan pretty much at the max every single year. And why? Because I used to spend all this time doing these big-ass business plans. And then by the end of the year, I may have hit that result, but it looked nothing like this. So I'm going to get the same result. We usually get the same result when we get clear on what we want with our vision and our goals, and we set those. We'll get what we want at the end of the day. We'll get the outcome, but it doesn't always go according to plan. We got to take all these detours and figure this shit out and adjust and course correct. So again, you guys, these things are always coming up, but don't get discouraged by it. And then here's the cool thing about it. As I was doing a podcast yesterday with a dude, and he said something that I really liked. He's like, if you just learn to go at everything with a mental mindset, the lens that just every aspect of your life, no matter how negative, whatever, there's a positive outcome that's going to come from that. Even if it feels like it's negative, there's a positive outcome because there's something to learn from that, right? So we just got to keep rolling with these punches, adapting, moving, shifting, shaking. Don't let this shit disrupt you. You need to learn to deal with problems. As you keep leveling up, the problems get bigger and bigger and bigger. And especially if you get to the point where you are the CEO of your company, which I know a lot of you are or aspiring to be, it's your job to deal with the biggest shit. It's your job to deal with the biggest problems, the most negative things, right? So we got to understand that's just it, man, right? But look at these things as a positive. Move, shift, shake. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it bring a lot of stress and start to shut you down. I mean, it just is what it is. You just roll with it. You just keep pushing away. You just keep plugging out. You keep solving problems. You keep leveling up, and you keep kicking ass. So anyway, you guys, I'm really excited to start cranking out so much new content, man. We got this badass, like I was just telling you earlier, this new studio, dude. I'll have to figure out a way to shoot a video so I can take you guys through a whole tour of what it is once it's all complete. But the content creation, we're taking to the next level. We're leveling that up on a hardcore level. So what I need from you, this is kind of, as Gary Vee would say, I guess, his right hook, jab, 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 right hook, or whatever the hell the saying is. I need you guys to share the show, man. I need you guys to help us grow this. I mean, I'm so intentional. Go out there and invest in this new studio so we can bring more content, right? So we can deliver on a much more massive level to you guys. The way that we're able to continue doing that is by the growth of the show. So right now, in 2015, I know I did a post on this before. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. We're at about 5 million minutes watched last 2015, dude. I mean, I want to be banging out that a month at this point. I mean, let's take it to the next level. The only way we can take it to the next level, though, is by you guys helping, man. Sharing this, plugging this, leaving comments, sharing it with other people in your office or other people that you know that would benefit for this show. It's all I ask from you in return of all the content that we deliver to you guys. Right? So just make sure you're sharing us. Keep rocking, keep kicking ass, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Boost.